name's Jodi Ann Bickley and I run 1 Million Lovely Letters. I started the project in 2013 when I was going through a particularly bad time. I said, if you're having a really rough time to email me and I'll handwrite you a lovely letter to remind you how wonderful you are on the days that you forget. I thought a couple of people would email me, but overnight 200 people did. And since that moment in 2013, I've written over 4,000 letters to people all around the world. And that's a number that goes up all of the time. Since then, I've written 2 books. I've had my own BBC documentary, which was pretty cool. I've got my own stamp, which is pretty awesome. I had my own exhibition, which was incredible. And I've been on the Happy List, which was something that The Guardian do for volunteers doing cool things. And I've also been awarded as Point of Light by the government, which recognises volunteers doing awesome things in the community, which is a really, really cool thing. I say to people who think about letter writing and say, oh, I can't do that, that's not something I can do, because we're in such an age now that is so digital and we're so used to just typing and everything being very shorthand. I say not to think about it too much. Don't write what you think a letter needs to sound like. It should sound exactly like you, because that's what makes a letter very special. And the fact that it's something that you've done, something that you've put your time in. And that's the thing that the recipient will appreciate more than anything, the fact you've invested time into them. So don't worry about all the other stuff. Don't worry if it sounds right, if it looks right. As long as there's love in it, you're doing a really good job. Another thing I'd say when you're writing a letter is pick a quiet place. In my case, that's when my children have gone to bed, and I pick my favourite pens and my favourite paper to make me feel happy, because ultimately that's what I want the letters to do when the person gets it. I want it to make them happy. And if I'm sitting somewhere that I'm feeling rushed or feeling stressed out, that's not going to be where I'm doing my best work. So pick a place where you feel comfy, somewhere where you feel cosy and nice. Not even cosy, just somewhere that you feel like you can just kind of center yourself and feel focused on it. Because otherwise everything's going to get too busy. And it's really nice to go into writing a letter with a real quiet head, so it can just be you and what you're getting into it. So yeah, that's another thing I'd say. Also, let go of the word perfect, because that's not something that is real, especially with letters. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be anything majestic. It just has to be you. It has to be just a lovely thing from you. That's what matters. It's just the person that receives it is going to see it as a gift, and that's what letters are. They're something to be treasured, and it doesn't have to be all fanciful. It just needs to be your lovely words, and that's really it. That's what I have when it comes to writing letters and writing little tips. Make sure that you feel happy, that you're writing from you, and that you've got some lovely things to write with. What would I like my project to go on to do next? I'd like to feel somewhere massive. I'd like to feel somewhere massive with letters that people could come and pick up for themselves and then add to. I'd like a massive room full of letters, an exhibition that people can add to, take from. Something like I did before, but it was on a small scale. But I just have this idea of this huge room where people can come in and just work and write letters and add to and take from, and it be travelling. So one day it might be in London, and then another day it might be in Manchester, another day it might be in Shanghai. I don't know, but that's where my mind goes to when I think about whether the project might go in the future. Travelling kindness, because that's what we need right now. Hey, we need it more than ever. Lots of kindness. Spread it around. Spread that stuff everywhere. But yes, I hope everyone's okay. I really hope you enjoy writing the letters, and yes, sending lots of love. Bye.